build on an offer that you can consistently sell time and time again on your front end. That initial moment in that client journey where they're closest to the pain is when they have the highest purchasing elasticity. Your cost to acquire a client will be one of the greatest costs in your business when it comes to client acquisition. If the salesperson is confused, your buyer for sure is going to be confused. You can scale your business past 100K per month with one solid offer. In this video that you are about to watch, I break down exactly what type of packages and offers should you be selling to grow your med spa to past 7 figures and make it easy for your staff to actually be able to sell as good as you. What do you actually sell them when they come in for their first time consult? What do you offer them? How much cash do you charge? What do you do at consult when you're pitching? And so we're going to get into what I like to call packages that can 10x your wellness business. There are 2 types of sales that can happen when someone walks in the door. The first one is you can sell them a low ticket item, right? It can be an intro type package, something just to get them started with you. We call this a low barrier offer. The second option that you can go with is what we call a higher ticket package. And so for me, what I would consider a higher ticket package is where you're collecting anything over $2,000 on the front end. What's really important to understand is that you need to choose what's going to be best for your business. There is a concept of different spectrums that someone can come to when it comes to price elasticity. And so when I say that, what I mean is that there's a range that someone is willing to pay based off of where they are in their journey and the problem that you're solving today. Think about it like this. You have Susie. She just started her weight loss journey. She went down the street, got a gym membership. At that point of time, Susie is in the most pain and she's excited about solving the problem. In that moment, which is the span of, it could be a week, it could be 2 weeks, sometimes it can be 3 weeks. That is when you have the most opportunity for what we call buying power. That is when Susie's not only going to get the gym membership, she's going to go down the street to the supplement store. She's going to get the supplements. She's going to realize that she needs new workout clothes. She's going to go get workout clothes. She's going to realize she needs new shoes. She's going to get new shoes. She's going to realize that gym membership alone is not going to help her out. So she's going to hire a personal trainer. So she might hire a meal prep service. Now it's 2 weeks later and Susie has spent $4,000 plus trying to solve her problem. That initial moment in that client journey where they're closest to the pain is when they have the highest purchasing elasticity, right? That's when your price ranges can be a lot higher. That's when you can collect the most profit. And then after that, we have the second buying curve, which is when they repurchase. This is farther away from the pain, which means that the price that they're willing to pay is going to be a little bit more static, right? It's not going to be able to be as stretched as that first time purchase. When I look at a wellness business, some of the best things that we can do is have a higher price package on the front end that we know someone will be willing to finance and spend more for. And then on the back end, whether that's with your recurring or future packages you sell, those will be usually at a lower price point, but you'll have more profit there because you've already earned their business as a client. My favorite type of packaging that we can do on the front end is the one that's going to get you the most profit right away. Your cost to acquire a client will be one of the greatest costs in your business when it comes to client acquisition. You have to pay for your marketing spend. You have to pay for your management. You have to pay for your commissions. You have to pay for cost of goods. So the cost it's going to cost you to service this new person in your business is the greatest it will ever be. But on your back end sales, right, your recurring revenue or your future package that you sell that person, you have a lot more profit margin there. So you can afford to be a little bit lower price on the back end sales. So I recommend that you make your upsell your first sell, right? So the bigger package is actually in the beginning and the smaller packages come next. Let's talk about some other concepts that are important to understand. First one is going to be something we've talked about a lot, which is one channel, one offer, especially if you have multiple services that you can sell. You have the Cheesecake Factory menu where you have 20 different package options and just a few different services, not including all the other stuff you sell. If you sell Botox, fillers, aesthetics, non-medical services, things such as that. And so if we know that, then what can happen and can be an issue for you and your sales team is if we're trying to pitch too many things on the front end. So my recommendation is that build on an offer that you can consistently sell time and time again on your front end. This means that you market for it consistently, you sell it consistently, and this is your front end purchasing option. If you do this, the one channel to one offer ratio means that you can scale your business past 100K per month with one solid offer. You also want to be able to keep the long term in mind when it comes to scaling a sales team. If you have so many different price options that people can start for, what's going to happen is your sales team will always go to the lowest denominator, right? They're going to try and sell the thing that's easiest to sell. The second thing that happens is confusion from the salesperson. And if the salesperson is confused, your buyer for sure is going to be confused. Now that we understand the why, now we understand some of these foundations, now we can actually get into packaging versus service options. And a package is different than selling a service. For example, a 10-pack of sculpting sessions versus a mini mommy makeover is going to be able to be priced different. A 10-pack of sculpting sessions, you now get into the range where you are just selling a 10-pack of sculpting sessions. A mommy makeover that includes 10 packs of sculpting sessions, maybe it also includes a slimming, a toning, maybe you throw in medical weight loss, maybe you add in a nutrition plan, you add in accountability, right? You can add in other resources to that. And now the price range that we can price that mommy makeover, you can take that and you can literally double, triple, quadruple what you could charge for just the 10-pack of sculpting sessions. So that's why it's so important to understand the difference between a package, right? AKA an offer, and just selling your services. Sell your services to your clients. Sell your services to your list, your email list, your past clients, right? Those are great places to make those service offerings. But when it comes to new people walking your door, it's so much better to sell a package, right? An offer than it is to just sell a service. The other reason why it's so important to package and offer your things is because of what we call the concept of selling the vacation. When Susie's coming in and she's looking to tone her body and drop 20 pounds, she does not care about the process. You care about the process. You care about the name of the service. You care about the machine that's going to be used. You care about the details. And so the easiest way to do this, and you've probably heard this before, sell the vacation, not the plane flight. When someone's getting ready to go to Maui for their trip, right? They're going on their honeymoon. They don't care about the TSA line. They don't care about the seats, right? They don't care about what's going to be on the menu on the plane. They don't care about the Uber that they have to get to their destination. They care about the vacation. They care about sitting on the beach, drinking their margaritas and enjoying their vacation. It's the same thing when they're buying anything else. And one of the easiest ways to sell the vacation is to package your stuff, okay? A transformation program, a makeover, an ultimate dream body, right? A year of change. Those programs speak way more to the vacation than a 10-pack of sculpting sessions. And so it's really important to understand that because the 10-pack of sculpting sessions speaks to the person that may have already had sculpting before, may have already done their research, they really understand it, and they really want sculpting. But newsflash, that is going to be a very small percentage of the prospects that walk through your door. So being able to package and have an offer that speaks to the vacation is going to allow you to close more deals and again, to be able to charge a higher price when they actually come in on the front end. Now that we know that, let's get into the process of what should you sell? What should we actually go ahead and do? What's really important about this is to understand, first off, what do you have access to? So let's start with if you're just selling medical weight loss. What I recommend is that you use an approach to where you either have two types of marketing, right? You have marketing that's going to be a little bit more where it's kind of Groupon style, low barrier offer to get them in the door. And things that work great for that are like $99 skinny shots, right? So $99 skinny shot means that when they walk in the door, at worst case minimum, you can sell them a skinny shot. And a skinny shot, right, that can be a lipo shot, it can be a fat booster, right? Whatever you have that you can sell them there, that's going to be low cost to you. That's what they can walk away with if they absolutely cannot be closed. But the cool part is if you attach a free consultation to that, a free medical weight loss consultation to that, then when they come in the door, we can now do that consultation. But then you can now have a package option that you do for them on the medical weight loss. And the simplest one is to sell 12 weeks of medical weight loss up front, but add on things that increase the value of the package. Because again, if we only sell 12 weeks of medical weight loss, we get into the commodity game, right? We get into price comparison. We get into them comparing your price point for semaglutide or trizipatide or whatever medical weight loss ingredient you have. We get into the issue where they're going to start comparing that to the promotions that they see online. That it means that their pricing is going to be a lot higher than that when they're actually becoming a client. So you don't want to play that game. But what you can do to be able to package, right, and turn it into an offer is we can now start with, cool, it's 12 weeks of medical weight loss, but you also get a nutrition plan. You also get accountability. You also get bi-weekly check-ins where we do a body analysis, right? We throw in the InBody or the Shape Scale or the Fit 3D, whatever service you have there. And so now we can take that 12-week of medical weight loss and turn that into a full-blown transformation program. And you can call it whatever you want. The name doesn't matter, right? Again, just make sure the name sells the vacation. But we can have that option for a package. And so what this is going to do is it's going to take you from just getting people to come in and sign up and you just get their monthly medical weight loss, right? Which you can only price, right, at a certain scale because they're going to be comparing it as a commodity, to where now people can come in and you can sell a $1,500, $2,000. We have people selling $3,000 12-week medical weight loss programs. And so what would you rather have? Someone comes in and the max you can price them at is $399, $499, sometimes $599 if they're doing trizepatide. Or would you rather them come in and you can charge $2,000 plus for a 12-week transformation program? I highly recommend you go with the latter. Now, if, again, speaking to the person where you're just selling medical weight loss, your second drop-down option from here can be what we call a kickstart program. So maybe they can't afford the $3,000 for the 12 weeks, but then now we can have a price range that's still around $1,000 for 8 weeks of medical weight loss, and that's your kickstart program. So we have a clear drop-down here. And now the beautiful part about selling it like this is you're going to get a lot of people that take the biggest package. And then you're going to have people that say no to that you can drop down to the lower package. And then when we get a no from there, right, as long as it's truly a price objection, we can now get them started on what you would have gotten started them on in the first place, which is the monthly medical weight loss program that you offer. Okay, so you can see where this allows you and your team to have a lot of different ammo and different touch points that you can go to with what you're selling in your package. So now let's flip the script. Let's go into you are creating your package and you're creating it where you offer sculpting, you offer medical weight loss, right? You offer a lot of different services that you can sell someone. If you're here in this program, then you're probably looking to sell higher ticket packages. And so what I want to give you is a concept that we've taken from top, I think it's 249 on Inc. 500 list, and they're doing about $150,000 per month, per location, in new business with these package options, and they're averaging about $4,000 per new person that signs up at their location. And so it works, right? We've built this process out with them. We built the same packaging process that I'm about to walk you through. So if that is your goal, then pay attention. Good, better, best, right? Ingrain that in your head. And so what this means is that they come in, they go through the consult process that we teach in our sales process video. And now you can be able to diagnostically sell them what they need. You can have 3 different package options that you choose from. And so I want to give you specifics. Let's just say that you have sculpting and you have slimming and you also have medical weight loss and you offer those combination of things. Here's what I recommend. You're going to leave the medical weight loss out of your packages, but we're going to tie them into where we can still get people on them if it fits the bill. And the reason why I recommend this is because the marketing approach I recommend that you take if you have a full service med spa is what we call a transformation marketing approach. And so this means that you have people coming in for consultations, not just for a specific discounted service like, $149 sculpting session. And so this is what's going to allow you to have what we call the diagnostic sales process, where you can now pitch them what they actually need. It's going to be really important that you pay attention to the sales process training video that we also have, where we walk you through discovery questions. How do you dig with pain? How do you figure out what they actually need? But let's say that you offer the sculpting, the slimming, and you also offer medical weight loss. It is going to be really important that in that discovery process, you figure out if the person that you're talking to is also a candidate for medical weight loss. Now, the reason why we don't just want to include medical weight loss in all of your packages is, for one, it's actually going to decrease your profit margin, because when you start adding in sculpting, slimming, and medical weight loss at once, unless you're going to charge $10,000 plus, you're going to have to eat some margin somewhere. And so I actually recommend more that we bolt the medical weight loss on for the people where it's obvious that they can use it in that consult process. Okay, so that's going to make what I'm about to say next make more sense. So in our good, better, best options, I'm going to give you some specific examples. So let's say that your good option is going to be a 15 slimming pack with 9 rent-a-sculpts, and you're going to price that. I would recommend pricing those things around like $4,300, right? That's your good option. Your better option is just going to be more of that, right? It's going to be a 20 slimming pack. It's going to be 12 reno-sculpts, and you're going to price that at $6,000. And then your best option, right? This is the ultimate option, is where it would be that same 20 pack of slimming, right? 12 pack of reno-sculpt. This is where you could now add in the 12 weeks of medical weight loss, if you want to include that in there. You can add in facials. You can beef up your package with other different options that you can give them for an ultimate transformation. Okay. And so now we have these 3 tiers that we can choose from. And now that's how we can figure out the packaging structure. Now, let's say that you offer medical weight loss as well. This is where it gets fun. You can bolt it on after you get the yes for the sell. And so what I mean by that is that if they were interested in medical weight loss, they express interest for it, they were obviously a candidate for it, then I recommend that on your good and your better packages, you can bolt it on. And so the way that I recommend doing that is you can just let them know, hey, you know what we can do is we can actually, if you do this one, we can add in 4 weeks of medical weight loss. We're going to comp that for you. It's going to be completely free. We're going to add it onto the package. And then after 4 weeks, it just auto continues on in whatever your price point is for medical weight loss. And the beauty in this, the reason why I love this so much is because if you are someone where you've sold a lot of high ticket sculpting sessions, then you know, right? Those sculpting sessions take time to actually get through. So it might be 16, 20 plus weeks before this person is actually ready to make another purchase from you. But if we can bolt on the medical weight loss there in an easy way where you're not having to do 2 different sells, then what happens now is even though you included it for free for the first 4 weeks, that person is going to continue on it. So now you're 4 weeks later after selling your big high ticket package, and now you already have extra recurring revenue kicking in from that same person. So it drastically increases your lifetime value of that prospect that you just sold to. Okay, so let's kind of recap that. You're going to have a good, you're going to have a better, and you're going to have a best option. The best option is the option you're trying to price that $10,000 plus, right? Like you're trying to make that an option where if someone says yes to it, you're just pleasantly surprised. Okay, so that's the option you load up with everything that you can. But really what's going to happen is you're going to sell more of the good and hopefully mostly of the better. Okay, on those good and better packages, if you also have medical weight loss on top of sculpting and slimming and the other things that you offer, I recommend that you do the bolt-on approach. So Susie says, yep, I want to sign up for that. Get me on the better package. And then now this is where you can tie in the, hey, I know you're also interested in medical weight loss. Here's what I can do for you today since you're doing this package is let's go ahead and actually get you started with that too at the same time so that way we can lose weight and tone. And I'm going to do something crazy here. I'm going to give you 4 weeks for free. Is that fair? Okay, perfect, awesome. So let's get you signed up for that. And then on the medical weight loss, it's pretty straightforward. After those 4 weeks, it just auto continues at, and then whatever that price point is per month. And now if you have financing options, this is gonna be a pro tip, right? So extra level here is that if they say yes to that, right? And they say yes to adding on the medical weight loss, but they are going to go ahead and do financing for the first package, what you can recommend to them is, hey, why don't we just go ahead and also, so that way you don't have to worry about a monthly bill for the medical weight loss after the 4 weeks, why don't we just package in your first, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, whatever you want, right? Let's package that in so that you can just finance it all at once and you don't have to deal with other monthly payments. And so now what happens is now you take that package and now you just drastically increase what you're able to get them to finance and what you get paid today. Now that we know those, where you go tactically from here is you have to build out these packages, right? You have to build out your good, better, and best. And so I want to give you some recommendations on how to do that appropriately. The first thing is you want to attach value to those packages that do not actually cost you a dime. You may have, noticed when I said the better package, I just said a 20 pack of slimming, 12 pack arena scope. But then you're probably thinking earlier in this video, I tell you don't just sell services. And so on these packages, what my expectation is for you is that you find different ways to add value that doesn't cost you time or doesn't cost you staffing, resources, so money, okay? And so what I mean by that, for example, is we can add in things like a meal plan. You can add in recipes. You can add in a grocery shopping list. You can add in accountability. You can add in body analysis, weigh-ins. You probably already do them anyways. And so you probably have a lot of different things that you can think of that you can add in to beef up this package to turn it into a transformation package. It is insane that when you add in those extra variables, you can literally 2x, 3x, 4x your pricing because the value that is now associated with it. The second tip I have is going to be with your pricing because I've seen some people make this mistake, right? We say make an irresistible offer, make a big package. And so what they do is that they completely ignore their COGS, their cost of goods service, and they just throw everything into the package. And then they look up one day and they realize, hey, we're not making as much profit from this as we'd like. And so you do not want to push yourself in that corner. So when you're doing your package options, you're not making an irresistible offer based off of they're getting a huge discount. You're making an irresistible offer based off of how you've structured the package itself. So these package options should not be discounted. Do not be lazy. Don't do that. So what that means you actually have to do is you need to understand your cost of goods service. You need to understand that if you sell a 12-pack of slimming plus a 12-pack of sculpting plus whatever else you throw in there, how much is it actually going to cost you in payroll time and cost of goods service to deliver that? And then you need to be able to price accordingly. My rule of thumb is that when you take in factor the cost of goods service, you take in payroll costs, then you want to be at least a minimum of somewhere around a 20% of net profit on that service itself. Lastly here, I want to get into a concept called drop-down sales. If you're selling these packages and you have a good, better, best option, then what you really want to make sure that you have is you have what we call go for next options for your staff. Your price range on those good, better, best, if you notice from the examples I gave you, were priced between $4,000 to $10,000. If you have financing, I promise you people will pay. Okay, with this example I gave you guys on the packages for the good, better, and best, their drop-down options or their a la carte options would be just getting them started with 12 weeks of medical weight loss, just getting them started with a 10-pack of slimmings, just getting them started with a 6-pack of rhinoscopes, just getting them started with a 10-pack of facials, right? Or getting them started with what they call a pick 10, which is where they pick 10 different services options that they want to do. I actually recommend that you stay away from that because you want to make sure that whatever they buy, they're going to be able to get results from it. And so if they pick 10 different things that they can do in your business, they're probably not going to get a great result because they're not doing one thing consistently, okay? But the point here is that you want to have drop-down options that you can get your team to go for if they cannot close them on the $4,000 plus ticket items. This is so important because what you don't want to happen is just let everyone walk out the door if they're not willing to spend $4,000 for you. What you would ideally like to do is still sell something that's $1,000 plus, because when you price anchor at $10,000, that $1,000 sounds very cheap now. So you want to at minimum do that. But even if you can't do that, I recommend that you still sell something. Anything that can get you your cost to get that person in your door covered. Okay, because if you can do that, this is going to make you more profitable in your marketing campaigns, and it's going to make it a lot easier for you to keep going after the people that will come and spend $4,000 plus. I hope you guys can put this together, make your good, better, best options, have your drop-down options, be wise about where you set your pricing and make sure that you are profitable on that. If you do that, you're going to have a much easier process of getting your team to be able to sell consistently, and then you are going to be pleasantly surprised by how much you're now able to increase your pricing and increase the average cash that you're collecting on the front end from a new person walking through your door. I hope you found a lot of value from that training and you are ready to go out and build your packages. I promise if you take action, you will not be disappointed. If you got value from this, as always, my biggest ask for you is to hit that subscribe button, drop a comment below and let me know what was your biggest takeaway from this video. And then if you really want me to make something special for you, drop in the comments. I promise we see that. So if you want training on a specific thing in your business, we will make that for you and help you grow. See you on the next one.